Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of SCAA News. This is a special report for Thursday, November 21st, 2013. I am Nikki, Batgirl D'Angelo, and this is the current ship that's on sale. It's the Aurora LX, and I've seen some people saying that there haven't been a lot of buy-in on this product. I want to challenge you on that. Some people are going to look at the 350R and say that it gained the most money, and then of course the M50, and then the Caterpillar, and then this spaceship. The actual truth of the matter is you probably have the same buy-in on this and the M50. The M50 being 3 times the cost of this. I think somewhere around 60 to 75,000 people have purchased this ship, or I should turn that around and say there have been about 60 to 75,000 of these ships purchased in the last 18 hours. There's no way to really know. There's 6 hours left of the sale. There are a lot of people on the West Coast that haven't gotten home to purchase yet. And tomorrow's a payday. So a lot of these ship sales are coming at the end of some people's 2 weeks of having money. And all of a sudden, comes Thursday before the next paycheck, they have no money. So I predict tomorrow's going to be big for multiple reasons. But one reason is going to be that the ship sale is going to be on when people have money. Sometimes I think it's a little unfair that they have these sales the way they do, and then I have to take a step back and realize that these ships are all available in game. What we're really doing is giving money to the game so it can be produced and to get the features in it that we want. The ships are more or less gifts, or I guess they're gifts. I don't know how to explain it. They're the byproducts of our pledge. So where are we at right now? Currently, as of right this very second, we are at $28,904,678. So that was about somewhere around $250,000 to $300,000. At an average sales price of about $35, you're looking at a successful sale. And it's probably just as many M50s got sold and just as many of the much more expensive 350Rs, and I would probably guess that not so many people purchased the Caterpillar because of its exorbitant price for most people that play games like this. Though we have a very passionate group of people that do play or are going to be playing this game. I have to keep on reminding myself, this game doesn't exist yet, does it? Well, in my mind it does. I love the fact that we're part of this and get to see the development as it goes, which leads me to this. There was nothing on the news feed today. No updates at all, except for the promo for Wingman's Hangar tomorrow. I think you should all definitely tune in or watch it on YouTube when you get home. I think there's going to be some special little tidbits, being that next week they probably won't have one. And another thing, I think that we all should give a little bit of a get well soon out there to Eric, because he's going to be undergoing surgery, minor surgery, a little bit of a hernia under his belly button. Well, we're going to move on to this. The sale this weekend is going to have these 3 ships: the Gladiator, the Retaliator, and the Super Hornet. I think I don't need to go over the Super Hornet. Just go look at episode 7, and if I ever figure out how to do annotations or take the time to do so, that's going to be down there, but don't count on it. So we have these 2 ships. They were for sale maybe a month and a half ago during the Citizen Con. And there is something in common and quite different about these 2 ships. You have the Gladiator and you have the Retaliator. And in the sense of what these ships are good for, it's going to be very, very simple. The Gladiator is going to be $150 or more. So I would say, based on what they're doing right now, raising ships $5 to $15, I would say that ship's probably going to be about $160 with LTI. That ship is crewed by 2. And it's got as many upgrade slots, and that would be, and I believe it's 8 slots, so 8 upgrade slots as the Retaliator. It was meant to be a dive bomber to go from space to planet, and also to launch torpedoes at capital ships. But now we're going to be talking about a civilianized version, which we don't have a lot of details on it. So I'm going to give you my take on it. Because it's got a lot of upgrades, because it has a lot of weapons stores, and I'm going to give you just an idea, And we're going to go and do this show a little bit different than normal because we have 3 ships, and if we were to detail every one of them, I'd be here until 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning doing this. So you've got 2 Class 1 hardpoints on the Gladiator, you've got 6 Class 3 hardpoints on the Gladiator, and then you've got 1 Class 4. So that Class 4 is the turret that your rear gunner and weapons systems officer will be manning. This ship can be modularly upgraded. My thinking is that you can add different items to each one of the different bays. So I believe all those Class 3s, the 6 that are available, are going to be your torpedo tubes and missile racks. So in time of war, you can fit them in, or I should say battle, fit them up with all the armaments that you want. But when you really want to haul things, my guess would be you could put some extra cargo in some, maybe some extra systems in others, and maybe, just maybe, start using this as your 2-person or single-person salvage ship. Salvage is going to be one of those, I guess you could call it occupations or skills. I don't want to call it anything other than that because I know that this is going to be typical MMO. It's going to be a little bit more advanced than that. But salvage is going to have its own storyline and everything. And I think the Gladiator is going to be one of those first ships that we're going to be able to use for this. So if those of you that have seen the unlock of the salvage profession a month or so back, this might be the ship you want to get. I know it's pricey at $150, but it's probably the best suited ship for that. Now let's look at the Retaliator with those sweet graphics that were released for us. I'm going to be falling over words tonight. I apologize. I am sick. But this is the last one of these videos until Sunday when I talk about the Starfarer. So the Retaliator over here is a gorgeous ship. And it's way too expensive for someone like me to be able to purchase. I really want one, but I know that I'm going to have an org of so many wonderful people, so I'll be able to crew on one, and that would be wonderful. The ship has many, many, many features. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is that it's very compartmentalized. It has a weapon, kind of like a railgun or some big giant cannon right on the beam, which is the center of the ship. And you can see that in some of these pictures that I'm putting up here right now. It's not that large of a ship, probably about the size of a Connie at 50 meters, 24 meters in beam, 12 meters in height. But it's probably one of the heaviest ships we have at 89,000 kilograms. It hauls 30 tons of cargo before you start taking into account that you could empty out some of the weapons bays to haul more. This might be a very big hauling ship, maybe something to bring things multi-systems across, because this will have a jump drive. This is an interstellar bomber, in the military that is. You have 6 people to crew it though, and that's the part that is going to be a little bit difficult. Yes, you probably can get 6 NPC character slots and build them with that. However, I think that's going to be a little bit too difficult to do when you consider that flying alone in this space is going to be very dangerous. You're going to want to be with an org. So getting 6 people, you're really going to want to use this ship in an organization. You know, you've got so much that you could do with this ship. This could be the guild attack vessel. This could be your organization transport vessel. One of the things that really got me about it is one of the modules is called an apartment module, and it's just gorgeous. And I think that's what sold me on it. That and the cockpit view. When you look at what the military version of this is, you got to look back to what the B-70 Valkyrie and the B-1 bomber for the United States Air Force back in the 70s and 80s was going to be. They were going to be these large attack bombers that carried lots and lots of missiles. And back then they were called cruise missiles. So I know there's other aircraft in other nations. But this particular aircraft was built to be just like, you know, the one that would stand off outside of Russian airspace and launch cruise missiles in time of war. So when I look at the Retaliator, it's got sort of that look to me and that mission. It's not really the fly over and drop a bunch of bombs or torpedoes. It's a missile boat. It launches a boatload of missiles. So in a situation like I talked about last night where you're taking on like a Gold Horizon, one of the stations, this would be the ship you would move in and just try to take out all the little ones with all your fighters. There's going to be so many roles for this vessel. So the Retaliator, even with how expensive it is, I am guessing that's going to be the big winner in dollar value during this sale this weekend. My guess is the Super Hornet has already seen its biggest surge because we had it for sale for 2 weeks not too long ago. And then I'm going to predict that the Gladiator, once you start looking at the salvage mechanic that they're going to build into it and start thinking about the space that this could hold, it's 10 tons of cargo, it's got all those weapons bays that can be probably turned into cargo. I'm sure you'll be able to throw a tractor beam on one of the weapon slots. You've got yourself the perfect 1 or 2 person salvage ship. So I am telling you right now that this product, this spacecraft from Anvil, right? Anvil Aerospace, I talked about them last week. This is their second civilian craft that's going to be rolling off of the assembly line, which is why we haven't seen it yet. I'm predicting that this is going to be a big number 2 this weekend. The main thing I have left to talk to you about is just a big, huge thank you. There are so many people that have kept the thread going on the subscribers den, have been posting little by little in the fan site and the general chat threads that I'm just ready to say thank you very much. It is great that you are doing that. I'm humbled by your comments about how much you like the show. There are times that I just don't think I do enough, kind of like tonight when I'm just dying to get into bed because I feel like hell. But I know that this means something to people. I know that in the past when I played every MMO and different game, I would listen to podcasts and watch videos. And for the first time, I'm able to give those back to you. And hopefully I'm getting better and better each time I do these. That's all I have for you. I'm going to cut it early tonight, and I'm going to grace you with another Confession of a Star Citizen right after this. So stay tuned for that, and I will talk to y'all in just about 3 days. Thanks a lot. Have a great night. Bye. Stands up, takes a deep breath. Hello everyone, my name is Abstract Phoenix, and I am a Star Citizen addict. It has been 3 hours since my last pledge. That Aurora LX just looks so shiny, I had to have it. It all started back in June, just before the veteran backer cutoff when I pledged for the Pathfinder package for $75. I thought I was mad spending that much on a game. Now 5 months on, I've hit a high admiral and I'm still climbing. Star Citizen reinvigorated my passion for gaming, which has been dampened by the constant hype of overrated MMOs that have come out over the past few years. I spent more time playing remakes of old games, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition for the win, than any other new AAA games. I haven't seen a development team give the level of feedback these guys have, and it has just boosted my confidence that they can produce a game that we will all enjoy. The trouble is my bank account no longer likes me. What started with a $75 pledge quickly escalated with the purchase of an Aurora LN, followed by a freelancer, Super Hornet, Hornet S, Aurora MR, Rare Admiral Package, F7A upgrades, mouse mat, t-shirt, M50 350R, and the LX I got today. My total pledge is now sitting at $1,200, and I can see that increasing with the Retaliator back on sale this weekend. I have never spent this much money on any game, nor have I been this excited. I am currently watching all the Wingman's Anger episodes from the beginning, watching episode 24 as I type this, to get every bit of information I can. I even bullied, scratched out, persuaded a number of friends, clanmates to pledge as well. I lurked for a long time here, but noticed that you all share the same passion I do for this game, so I thought I'd say hi and confess my sins.